Hey guys, coming back at you today. I just hosed down a bunch of degreaser and water and kind of trying to scrub some of the mess off the floor I've made here. I have put a BDL 1.5" 8mm belt drive on the 80-inch flathead. Then after I did that, went out to ride around and kept losing the clutch. Well, long story short, after going through the laborious process that is adjusting the mousetrap, it's not that bad. There's just a lot of steps you got to do. I'd get it adjusted. I'd go out, ride for a little bit, and then I wouldn't be able to disengage the clutch fully. So I figured out what was probably happening was, you see that's the old clutch lever on the left. It's a new one on the right. Is that hole on the old one had gotten so wallowed out that you'd adjust it, and it'd be fine, and then the cable would end up slipping farther down into the lever. So this new lever ought to fix it, enable me to keep the adjustment where it's supposed to be. I mean, you can see the very obvious difference between the two. So yeah, so need to put that lever on, adjust the clutch, and go rip this thing around some more. Then on the Panhead, this thing has been a leaker for some time now from the transmission. I mean, you have the normal and expected amount of oil leaking from the engine. Not that big of a deal. So I've torn into it. Got myself a new slide hammer in order to remove this old seal, and that really helped a lot. So I know a lot of what I've read, people say that things like the super nut or the O-ringed seal spacer, which I currently have back in there, are kind of band-aid solutions, and if your trans is leaking, it needs to be rebuilt. And I'm sure that's true in a lot of cases, but a lot of what I've read, people are saying that if your main drive gear, which the sprocket splines onto, is loose, the bushing in the case is loose, well then no amount of anything is really going to stop it from leaking, and then all this other shit is band-aids. So having said that, got my dial indicator here to measure the Endplay. I cannot find my Panhead service manual, and I've misplaced it. I can't find any good information on the internet at the moment that really explains how to test this, but I mean, this seems to be about the best way to me. I'd like to have the needle for the indicator closer to halfway, so you can measure a larger range. I don't know, that's just like the way I was taught way back when I was going to Votech for machine shop for a very short while. Anyways, there's enough travel there given the amount of space I have to fixture this thing. I first fixtured it on the lift, but that wasn't working because the motorcycle rocks around a little bit. So I've now got it stuck upside down under the oil tank. So I'm measuring, let's see here, There you go. What is that? It's like 6-7 thousandths of play. I've checked this a little bit before I started filming it, and I'm getting anywhere from, say, 5 to 8 thousandths, which I would say is acceptable. I found something on the internet, since, again, I don't have, or I've misplaced my fucking Panhead service manual. Guess it's time for me to find another one. Come on here. Well, this guy says doesn't have a way to measure it, but he's eyeballing it at approximately 6 thousandths, which, yeah, I think if you're really experienced, maybe you could, but I'm not casting shade on this guy, but that is way more than 6 thousandths of an inch. And again, no hate to this guy, but he probably just, he doesn't know. He doesn't have the measuring tools. I feel like once you've had the measuring tools and used them long enough, you kind of maybe could eyeball, 6 thousandths. Of course, there's going to be a lot bigger of a margin of error versus actually measuring it, but 2.5 to 13.5 thousandths. And then I found another post, 3 to 13. Which, I don't know, coming from other specs I've seen from a Harley service manual, that one's for the flathead, where they literally have you measure the connecting rod side plate with a tape measure. I can't see how it would matter, even if it was a little looser than that, but that's besides the point, because we appear to be well within spec here. Yeah. So that seems to be good. I'm kind of learning here because I've never been into one of these 4-speed transmissions, and as long as I don't have to, then well, I'm not going to. So got a new seal. That's actually the kit with the seal and the cork behind it on the way. And I think it comes with a couple of seals to put in the clutch hub nut. There's only one seal in here, but someone, not me, has put 2 in the 37. So I'll probably try to do the same here. I know I read, or saw rather, Pacific Mike on one of his videos. He had showed that you can put 2 in there, and he likes to do it. So I defer to people like that who probably know a lot more about these than I do. So let's see what else. I pulled the push rod out, and this is a question I have, but I think I already know the answer. I don't know why. I thought I had to pull this out of the way. So I didn't really know, and it was before I had this socket to get the sprocket nut off. So anyways, I've pulled this push rod out, and I don't seem to be able to get it back in place where it was, where when you squeeze the clutch lever, it works like it should. So, yeah. Hoping maybe someone can shed a little light on that, but I think I already know the answer, which is I'm going to have to pull the kicker cover off the other side in order to re-engage it properly. But, not that big of a deal, I guess. Nothing you do ever sinks the project. You just may create a little extra work for yourself. Yeah, so there you have it.